What is happening, everybody? I am TheAnarchitect, and today I am back with another video. Guys, I'm back! Alright then. But for real, guys, I am back here on YouTube. It's been a bit since I've posted a video. When was the last time? I took an extended break away from YouTube and really away from social media in general. There was just a lot of stuff that was going on and I had to take care of. There was a lot of adulting that had to be done, and you know, it is what it is. If you want to hear more about, you know, like a more thorough update about this channel, I'm going to leave that to the end of the video if you want to stick around to hear all that. But for now, let's go ahead and just do an old-fashioned manga haul right here. This will be essentially a spring manga haul since it's really been since, what, March that I've posted a video. So, you know, this will be a time for me to just go through all the stuff that I got in the time that I was away. But real quick, honestly, I just want to thank those of you who are subscribed to me, who've stayed subscribed to me during this hiatus. I thank you guys for sticking around. And for any new subscribers that have come in, because I know I've gotten a few new subscribers since then. You guys are awesome, because I haven't posted in a while. So I'm hoping to get you guys some quality content going forward. But let's just jump into this manga haul right now, because there's a lot to cover. I got a lot of stuff from that shopping video that I did a while back, so we're just going to hop right into that right now. And the first series that I want to cover from that shopping vid, by the way, if you haven't seen it, link should be right there. And you can go ahead and check it out. I bought a lot of cool stuff off of Right Stuff. And we're going to cover all that today. So, starting with this series right here. This is the complete series for Flowers of Evil by Shuzo Oshimi. I was really excited to get this series in, because after reading Happiness, which is another one of Oshimi's works, I was just absolutely drawn in to his just dark, gritty, dramatic way of storytelling and his really impressive artwork, and I wanted to check out more stuff from him. So Flowers of Evil was, I believe, his first series, if not one of his first. And man, I read through this fairly quick. This was, it seems like his work is very bingeable. Once you start it, you really don't want to stop. And Flowers of Evil fit that to a T, although definitely different subject matter than Happiness. Now, while Happiness was a supernatural, psychological horror type of story, this one delves into some real themes and is much more on the line of a psychological drama. This story follows a middle school kid named Kasuga who does some rather unsavory things with a fellow classmate's belongings until this girl, Nakamura, catches him in the act and basically uses it as blackmail and an excuse to psychologically torture him, and it gets rather sadistic pretty quick. It is a very fascinating story. It's not a story that you necessarily love or enjoy to read. There's a lot of moments that just make you go, this is very not good, but it is a very compelling story all the same. So let's go through the covers, man, because they have these omnibuses that have the complete series in them, and the covers are very cool. So this one features Nakamura more so. This one features some of the other two girls, well, Nakamura and the other girl, Saiki. And boy, that cover's rather interesting. These omnibuses are really good quality as well. As you can see, look at the spines with some of the characters showing up on the side there. And yeah, it is just a very dramatic, just, I can't even really describe the story aside from what I've just talked about, a little bit of the synopsis. If you enjoyed Happiness, if you read Happiness from Oshimi, I do definitely recommend this. It's in a different vein, but it just brings his style of storytelling to the forefront, and his artwork is absolutely phenomenal. And I would recommend this to anybody who's interested in Oshimi's work. You could start with this, and I hope it wouldn't like turn you off to his work, because again, it is a story where it's ew. There's just a lot of moments where you just like, that's horrible what's happening. But it is a very compelling story, and like I said, I read through all of these in probably like 2 days. It was very nice. It was a very good story. Very good story, I will say that much. Not sure if I enjoyed it more than Happiness, but I'm a big fan of Oshimi. I'm going to be picking up his other works. I think he's going to become one of my favorite mangakas, if not my favorite. Full stop. It's good. Pick it up. Next up, we have the first 2 volumes of Real Account. Now, I've not read these yet because I do want to do a first impression video on this series. And I'm going to do it a little bit different than I've done in the past, so stay tuned for that. But from what I know of this series, is about these, I'm assuming, teenagers or young adults who download this app called Real Account, which I think is sort of like Instagram in their world. And then they get caught up in this battle royale style death game where their survival depends on the number of followers they have. So no followers, no more life. Apparently that's how it goes down. And it's kind of an interesting premise. And I imagine there's going to be some social commentary about social media addiction and such like that. So that's what made me really interested about the premise. I will check it out. Let's take a look at the covers a little bit. A lot of blood splatter on this, so that's rather interesting. These two look just like they look real young in this. So I wonder if it's just like a teenager type of thing. Social commentary wrapped in a battle royale or SAO type. So basically what I'm assuming, according to the reviews, that's what we're going to get. We'll see how it is. Have you read this? I would love to know if anybody in the comments section have read this and maybe give me a quick opinion of what you think. I haven't read these yet. I do want to do a video on them. But it'd be interesting to see your opinion on it. I'm going to set these aside because that will be coming up later, like I said, so stay tuned. Next up on the list from that shopping video, we have a couple more volumes of Hedorah. I haven't broken into these yet. I'm a little bit behind on Hedorah. I think I'm still on like volume 4 or 5, but I will get into these. Hedorah has been one of my favorite series that I've picked up thus far, and these covers are special, dude. I love these Hedorah covers. I mean, look at how these characters look. This dude's arm is coming out like in front of the katakana there, so that is really, really awesome. But it is just such a dark, gritty story about there's like separation between magic users and non-magic users, where the magic users live a literal high society while everybody else is sort of subjugated to this really, really just nasty, crime-riddled dystopia. I think they literally call it the Hole. So, but yeah, these are very, very cool, and I love this series so far. There's a great Netflix anime, I've mentioned before, but there's a great Netflix anime on this, done by Mappa, and they did a really good job with it. There's a lot of CGI, and some people might be turned off by that, but I think it's done rather well. And the series is just right up my alley in terms of just gritty, dystopian type of vibe there. I'm a fan. Next up, I had to get more volumes of this series. It's Grand Blue Dreaming. This is one of the funniest manga that I've read since I've started collecting. I need to get further in the series, though. I'm not quite caught up with everything. I just wanted to get as many of the volumes as I could. This is 8, 9, and 10. I've already ordered 11 and 12, and I think 13 comes out not too long from now. So I'll definitely be picking it up. I might even pre-order it. But let's take a look at the covers real quick. These colors are always very vibrant and very fascinating. Oh boy. Yeah, you can just tell what you're getting into here. Very, 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 very heavy on the comedy. It's just basically The Hangover or American Pie in manga form with just college life, and there's actually a lot of information about diving, even if they don't spend most of the time diving and they get into other antics. Like, there are some pretty good like pointers if you want to get into diving and stuff. So if that's what interests you, or if you're involved in that, definitely I would recommend this series. But it really is just a funny story with really, really likable characters, and the comedy, it just never stops. And it's just fantastic. I can't wait to break into the rest of them and to get basically caught up with all the volumes. So I'm excited. Next, we have a couple random volumes of The Promised Neverland. This is volume 5, and this is volume 7. The Promised Neverland. A series that had a very promising season 1 until season 2 happened, and boy, what exactly happened with that? Yep, I haven't even bothered to watch season 2 of the anime, and I'm so disappointed because season 1 was such a banger. It was so good. It had me waiting every single week for a new episode, and it was just one of the best series that I had seen. And then I heard the news about the second season, and I didn't even bother. I went straight into buying into the manga, which apparently I wasn't the only one, because these are hard to find right now. A lot of them are out of stock, at least on Right Stuff, and I'm sure elsewhere as well. people are realizing the same thing that I did and what other people are, that the anime has essentially been ruined. So everybody's turning back to the manga. And so I picked up what I could from that shopping trip. I picked up 5 and 7. I think I've already ordered volume 4, which hasn't come in yet. But I'm just going to try to sporadically collect the volumes and then fill in the gaps by reading it on the Shonen Jump app until I have the whole series. Because I do love this series. Season 1 was so compelling and it was so good. And then, man, I don't even know what happened. But regardless, the manga is the route to go with that. Or watch the first season of the anime, because it's still really good, and then pick up wherever the anime left off, pick up there in the manga and just stick with that. That's what I'm doing. And you know, I think that's just the route to go at this point, because damn, man. And the final thing I picked up from that shopping trip was the complete series for Planet Tess, which was the first work of Makoto Yukimura, most known for Vinland Saga. Now, I love Vinland Saga. Right now, it is right there at the top of my list, near the top of my list for favorite manga that I've ever read. And it is fantastic. And I wanted to just get into more of his catalog and read one of his initial stories. So I picked up Planet Tess, which essentially is about space janitors, which I never even considered as a concept. But he apparently does a whole story around these guys in space cleaning up junk floating around and just, I guess, talking about their lives and getting into conflicts. That's basically all I know. This would be another great series to either do a first impression or a full-on review. And since it's only 2 omnibuses, I'm guessing with about 3 volumes in each, it seems like a relatively short series, so I might just do a full review on it. I've heard people not like it as much as Vinland Saga, which makes sense. You know, some people, some mangaka, their first initial work isn't really their best work, and they get better as it goes on. But it's Makoto Yukimura. I really have no reason to doubt the man's ability to tell a good story, because Vinland Saga, boy, that's a good story. And we need to get more physical volumes of that this year, because I don't think we got a single release last year. So this needs to be the year. I don't think the next one's coming out until November either. Dang. So anyway, Planet Tess. I'm going to check it out, probably do a review on that. If you guys want to see that, or if you've read Planet Tess and you have an opinion on it, I'd love to hear that in the comments section, but I will definitely be checking that out soon. Now this next segment of the video is just me basically get into some ongoing series that I've continued on, starting with Chainsaw Man Volume 4. Now, I don't think I've actually broken into this yet. Again, I didn't have as much time to read manga because of other obligations in my real life, but you know, I really am surprised I haven't actually broken into this, because Chainsaw Man really, really grabbed me as just being this really crazy, weird concept, but also it just seems to work. So I'm going to be breaking into this soon. I mean, these covers are crazy. It's always just blood splatter and really, it's really kind of a gory, at least in terms of a shonen manga. Boy, it's pretty gory. And I heard there's that Mappa. Again, Mappa is just absolutely just blowing the world away right now. They are going after every type of IP they can. Chainsaw Man is getting an anime adaptation, and I'm going to be checking that out. If it's on the level of a Hedorah, or even a Jujutsu Kaisen, I think it's going to be fine. But man, this is just a crazy story. I'm going to get more into these volumes and more into the story. I think I have already ordered Chainsaw Man Volume 5. Actually, I figured out today, checking through my orders, I've actually ordered 2 volumes of Chainsaw Man Volume 5. So, yeah, I'm going to have to do something with that other Volume 5. I'll figure it out. But Chainsaw Man is worth the read. Check it out. Speaking of being worth the read, Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 9. Again, I'm not sure if I've broken into this or not. I probably read it on the app before I even got the volume in. But I'm going to reread it, because I don't really remember what happens in this volume. But one thing I've noticed about the Jujutsu Kaisen, about this series, is that the covers just keep getting crazier and crazier, every single one. This is a super cool cover, and there's always a weird sort of image on the back here. But man, these Jujutsu Kaisen covers are getting insane. The story itself is really good. As I mentioned before, Jujutsu Kaisen isn't blazing any trails with the shonen demographic, but what it does do is it takes the best of every kind of shonen trope you can think of and just does it better than just about everybody. and what you get out of that is just really, really good quality storytelling and some crazy action scenes. I mean, the first season of the anime was very, very good. And so I'm looking forward to them making new episodes. I've heard some things that are going to go down later in this series that are going to be really, really, really crazy. I can't wait to break into more of that. Next up is Volume 13 of the Quintessential Quintuplets. So close to completing this series in physical form. I think Volume 14 comes out in July, and that'll be it. Now, I mentioned I've already read the series digitally. I know how it ends. Volume 13, at least toward the end, is a very, very pivotal volume. And so once I get all the physical volumes, I will reread it, and maybe I'll have a different opinion on that ending. Again, not going to spoil anything, and I hope you don't spoil anything in the comment section. But yeah, this is a big moment in the story, and I wasn't a big fan of the ending, but I'm going to reread it. I'm going to do a full review on the series probably at some point and give maybe my opinion will change, maybe it won't. We'll find out about that, but I still recommend it if you're interested in a really good romantic comedy shonen story, sort of a harem, but I call it a wholesome harem, because it really doesn't fall victim to sort of the ecchi or the fan servicey type of tropes that harem stories typically fall into. If you want a story similar to this, but with more ecchi elements, check out Bokuben, We Never Learn, because I think it's sort of like the same idea behind the story, but a lot more ecchi and fan servicey. But this is a very wholesome story, very little fan service. There's a little bit, but not that much. Very, very funny, lovable characters. I would recommend it. Again, I wasn't a fan of the ending. Doesn't mean that you're not going to be a fan of the ending. It's just my own personal opinion. Don't let that scare you away from the series. It's a very, very good series. Next up, it really wouldn't be one of my manga hauls without some Comey. This is Comey Can't Communicate, Volume 12. What more can I say about this? This is a really, really nice pick-me-up story. I'm not this far into the series. I'm about Volume 6, but I have pretty much everything collected. I think Volume 13 is already out. I've already ordered it. It's coming. I'm gonna have the entirety of Comey by the end of it. But the big news is I've been calling for it for probably a year by now, or around a year. Oh my god, it's happening, guys. It's happening. Comey is getting an anime adaptation, and man, oh man, I can't wait. The trailer looked really, really good. I'm optimistic that the series is gonna do well. This is just such a charming story. Comey's great. All the characters are great. They're quirky, and it's just a fun little story. So I really, really hope the anime does well. I think it will, because people have been calling for the anime for a while, myself included. I'm super pumped for it. Next up, we'll cover some stuff that wasn't in that shopping video, but I still picked up on my own accord, starting with this, Volume 6 through 12 of Attack on Titan. I have started the process, I think I started it like a month ago, of picking up volumes of Attack on Titan to try to collect all of the volumes. I was debating whether to do that because I've already fully caught up on the anime. I didn't know if it was really necessary to pick up the manga at this point, but I am a huge fan of Attack on Titan, and so it only feels right to have the series in here. So I'm going to be trying to collect the entire series, trying to catch up, at least digitally, catch up with the series before the second part of the final season airs, which will be next year, I think. So let's go through these covers real quick. You know, Eren and the female Titan. This is still like, you know, there's a lot of this I think is still in season 1. And then I think this is still season 1 with the big fight with the female Titan and such. This I think is at the end of season. This is probably the start of season 2, really, just about. And oh yeah, look at that cover. Oh man, the armored Titan and Eren. And then this is right at the end of season 2 in the anime. So yeah, I'm happy to have some Attack on Titan, man. I'm gonna read the manga and see if there's any difference in the terms of the story, if there's anything added or taken away from the story between the anime and manga, and I'll compare that. But I do want to it just feels cool having these on my shelf because I love the anime so much. So Attack on Titan, yeah, it's great. I've already ordered the next 2 box sets. They just got to come in. And wrapping up, this pretty massive manga haul is a classic for me and a classic for a lot of people. This is the first omnibus for Shaman King. Now, Shaman King is a series that I almost forgot about. I caught a little bit of the original anime when I was a kid, and whenever I would beg my parents to buy me a Shonen Jump magazine from the store, I would always read the chapters of Shaman King in there, along with Dragon Ball and One Piece and all that was in there. And, I never really realized until I read this how much I enjoyed the series. This is just a really, really fun shonen with some really crazy elements. I mean, being a shaman, being able to integrate himself with these different spirits and borrow their powers and fight against evil and angry spirits, man, it's just a cool concept. And I read through this omnibus real quick, and I already ordered the next two. One of them's already out, and I think it should be coming pretty soon. The other one's on pre-order. But this is just super cool that they are compiling this series that, again, I forgot about. I'm sure a lot of people probably, weren't really thinking about it too much, although there are some pretty big Shaman King fans out there. Just compiling it in these 3-in-1s. Now, what's interesting about these new releases is that I'm pretty sure Shaman King was originally a Viz product, considering it was part of Weekly Shonen Jump. But apparently Kodansha has purchased the rights to the series and are publishing it in these 3-in-1 omnibuses, which is awesome. It's a lot easier way for people to get their hands on the series. And from the look of the spines, I imagine that it's going to create sort of a mural on the side of the different characters once you get all of them. So that's really cool. I don't know how many of these are going to be released. Probably around 10 or 11 maybe. We'll just have to wait and see what the release schedule looks like. But I'm definitely going to be picking up at least the next two. I've already ordered them, man. Shaman King, I never really realized how much I missed the series until I read this. So if you are interested in sort of an older shonen, but a really, really fun one, Shaman King, check it out, man. I think you'll really like it. So there you have it, guys. My spring manga haul. Got quite a bit of stuff while I was gone from YouTube. And you know what? I've missed making videos like this. Again, a lot of stuff was going on behind the scenes. A lot of adulting. A lot of just things that were happening that had to be taken with my job and everything. It's just a whole thing. So if you watched all the way to the end of this, because I don't know how long this video is. I rambled a lot. If you watched all the way to the end, I thank you guys so much. For all of my subscribers who hung in there during this hiatus, who still stuck around, I thank you guys so much. You're the reason why I'm coming back and I'm doing all this. I just enjoy making videos that people enjoy and that I enjoy, and just sharing my passion for manga with you guys. For any new subscribers, because I know I got a few out there, I'm actually going to be creating newer content for you guys to check out. I do want to get back to a fairly regular schedule. I can't guarantee I'm going to make a video every week or twice a week. I'm not going to commit to that yet. All I know is that I do want to make videos on a fairly regular basis again. And so, for the new subscribers, look forward to some new content, man. And I thank you for subscribing to what seemed to be a dead channel for a while, but it's coming back alive, man. And I'm going to do my best to give you guys some enjoyable stuff. I also am planning on doing some live streams in the near future. So if you look in my description, you'll find a link to my Twitch channel. I think it's twitch.tv/TheAnarchitect or whatever. I'll put on the screen. Check that out. I'll probably be doing just some chatting streams, some gaming streams. I have some ideas for some games I'm going to play on Twitch. You might actually get to see my face. But anyway, man, look out for that. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, go ahead and drop me a like. If you didn't enjoy it, drop me a dislike. If you want to see more content just like this, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell to get notified whenever I post something new. And as always, I am the Anarchitect, and I'll see you in the next video. Man, that felt good.